Good evening, everybody. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Friday, May the 9th, 2025. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. I don't remember what episode it is. If you're new, welcome. This is a channel where I talk about the cross stitch. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks so much for coming back and watching my stuffs. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the stitching, shall we? This is my board. As you can see, I was able to work on everything. I did get all of my Monopoly stitching done, which I did say that I thought I would get it done. But I did get all of my Monopoly stitching done. But because of that, I didn't get quite as much done as I wanted to. The only thing I really wanted to get more work done on was the Mermaid Sal. I was hoping to get 500 on it, but that just didn't happen. But I did stay caught up on Frederick. And as you can see, I have Catching Rays on here for the marathon stitching that I will talk about in a little bit when I show the project. So, yes, okay, let's see. What do I... See, I thought I had everything and I didn't. All right, let me just show you this one first. So this is my Whip of Shame for the month of May. Anyone who is new, I have a bunch of projects that are super duper old, as in over, well, not all of them, over 10 years old. And you guys vote. Do you need to vote today? Is today voting day for Whip of Shame? Hang on. Before I show my stuff, give me 1 second. But you guys vote on the projects that I'm going to work on for the month. No, next week is going to be when I pick 2 for you to vote on for June. Okay. All right. So oh my God. You guys vote on them. I pick 2 and you vote between the 2 of them, and then the winner, I do 100 stitches a day for that month. So this month is Frederick, and this is an old kit I have from Creative Accents. Artwork is by Charles Wysocki, and this is still, I want to say this is still available. I haven't been in a craft store in a while, honestly. So I don't know if it's still actively available, but it was last year. I know that. So I'm using everything that came in the kit. It's being stitched on a 14 count black Aida. And that is where I'm at with it now. So I've almost got the cat filled in. I have a couple stitches in the ear and the nose to do still. As you can see, I've come up and started the top border. Whoopsies. I've started on the bottom book down here just because I wanted something different to work on too. I've been working on getting the book here filled in, and this book. This book is almost filled in. It's got a little bit left there. And I did some back stitching. I back stitched the fish and the stick that's holding it up. And I want to say I back stitched like here and going up to where I had stitching done. So I did get some of the back stitching done. I've done a total of 763 stitches on it this week. So this will continue to, the fish is not completely back stitched. There's, the back stitching is a little weird. The black back stitching on the pattern calls for 3 strands of black. And then there's blue lines of back stitching on here that is 1 strand of black. So I only did 1 length of the 3 strands of black. I haven't done any of the blue one. Okay, there's that. Let me just put that there because that's staying out. Actually, let me grab this bag and just move it. Okay. Next up, let's do Monopoly. First one up, since it's sitting here on top, is going to be Coffee Break. I do not remember what these were for. I just know what I needed to stitch count wise. But this is Coffee Break. It's a piece by Design Works. I want to say that this is for New York Avenue, and the piece that landed on it owns it. This is designed by Krista Hamrick. So since the piece that landed on it owns it already, it only needed 100 stitches. My face itches. I'm doing everything that came in the kit and doing it on a 14 count white Aida. And that is where I'm at with it now. So this had a thread hanging, so I went ahead and finished off that thread, and then I've been working in the cup here. Came over and started working in the cup. So that got another 100 stitches. And there's that one. So we'll do a new round of Monopoly today. I can go right there. Okay. The next piece for Monopoly is going to be Apple Pie Harvest. And this is a piece by Charting Creations. Artwork is by Janet Kruskamp. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is 475 by 356, and it has 90 colors. And this piece needed 400 stitches. So I want to say this had rent owed to it. Hi, Gracie. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. Right now I'm doing it page by page. And currently in page 2, not very far along, but that is where I'm at with it now. So I got my 400 stitches completed on it, and I am currently sitting at 9,970 stitches completed. Out of 169,100, I am at 5.90%. So there's that. Okay, next up is going to be, is this it? Yeah. Next up is the sewing desk. This was the one that had the most stitches due for it for Monopoly. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. I just have to find it on here. Here it is. It's regular size, regular color. 525 by 375, and it has 87 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And not going to lie, I didn't do a very good before picture because I did the whole thing because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do regarding working on it, and then I decided, and I realized after the fact that I didn't do a closer before picture of where I was. So I'm doing it 2 strands, 2/1 full or half cross, 2/1 half cross tent stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. And I worked up at the top here, and yeah. So I got my 900 stitches done. This is the stuff I have done so far. I started in the middle, worked my way up. Now I'm kind of doing that, working on the diagonal, kind of row by row, kind of like the snake method where I'm going row by row, making sure all the symbols are filled in, and not doing a stitch. I'm parking the thread if there's a stitch above it that has not been filled in. I'm trying that method out. I like it so far. And the next time this comes out, like I will either come over here and keep working down, or I will come over here and kind of stay on this level but going this way, because the patchwork bear is like, I want to say in this next diagonal right here. But I'm currently sitting at, there we go. I'm currently sitting at 10,695 stitches done out of 196,875. I am at 5.43%. So that one got a lot of work. I was quite happy about that. Okay, and then my last Monopoly piece is Dreaming of Autumn Leaves. Where is it? Here it is. And this is my free parking piece. So when someone lands on free parking, I do stitches on it, or if they land on income tax or luxury tax, I do stitches. And someone landed on income tax, so this one got 100 stitches. And this is by Rosewood Manor. That is what it's gonna look like when it's done. I am currently in that top part up there. And I'm doing it with the called for Weeks Dye Works on a 2/2 on a 32 count. I don't know, hang on. 32 count cream Lugana. And there we are. So I put my 100 stitches in this little, whatever that thing is, stem with branches or stem with leaves on it, whatever that thing is called. But that's where I did my 100 stitches. I still have to frog this out. I still have not done that yet, but no worries. It'll get done eventually. I'll just keep ignoring it for right now. But yeah, that's where that is. All right, so that's all my Monopoly stitching. And then I'm going to move on to the weekly stitching. Okay, first up is going to be my work on till it's finished piece. This is the Gingerbread Smalls from 2022 from Twin Peak Primitives. It's 9 different pieces. Okay, so it's 9 different pieces. I have 1 of them finished. I have 2 of them started. So one of these, one of the 2 is kind of a work on till it's finished thing. I will be starting all of them. Like, I want to do all of them. So technically they're new starts if I haven't started that pattern, but it's still one piece in my head because it came as a set. So even though this is what I'm working on right now, the carousel. So once this carousel gets done, I could potentially start like that one right there. And it kind of counts as a new start, but not an official new start. Kind of like my calendar girls, where I'm technically starting a new piece with it, but it's like kind of a series. So it all counts as one in my mind. I'm doing it with the called for DMC, 2/2 on a 28 count 28 count Lugana in the color Cornflower by Fiber on a Whim. And with this thread, this is where I got to with it. I did 400 stitches on it. As you can see, I finished the white thread that's here. I filled in all that yellow, started working on the red going up there. I did the stem on the cherry up there. What else did I do? I think I filled this in. I got the yellow and the brown border part of this done so that the next time this comes out, I can fill in the little gumballs down there, finish this gumball here. I ran out of thread. That's why I didn't do that last one. Like the thread ended and I was like, I don't want to pull a length of thread just for that right now. So But yeah, I got 400 stitches on it, so we're moving along, which is great. So yeah. All right. Next up is going to be my full coverage focus to 1% piece. And this is Winter Cookie Party. This is by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. I got the max color version. It's 700 by 501. It has 240 colors. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I am in the upper left-hand corner up there. And I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on, I want to say this might be a 28 count easy count Lugana, maybe. It's either 28 or 32. And I got 400 stitches on it. And that's where I'm at with it right now. Doesn't that look great? That looks so good. I am currently sitting at 1,453 stitches completed out of 350,700. I'm at 0.41%. Man, that looks really good. I know people who don't like park threads are like, but it's okay. It's not your project, it's mine. But yeah, man, that's looking really good. I'm really enjoying this piece a lot. Okay. So my last like kind of weekly piece that I usually show is Honeymoon Sunset. I'm still going to show it at the end, but I'm going to jump over, is that all? Oh, nope. My non-full coverage focus to 4,000 stitches. So this is one of my little kind of focus pieces for my non-full coverage projects to get 4,000 stitches on them. And it's Mermaids of the Season style from Bella Filipina. This is from 2023. Yes, 2023. I do not believe that this particular pattern is available any longer, but he does have, I think I saw where he basically, they look like the same mermaids to me. They're just arranged in like a diamond shape. Someone said they're not the same, but they look awfully similar. So if you want something that looks like that, then go check that out. But he has like 4 mermaids that look twinning to these mermaids, but they're in a diamond pattern. So I will show you the part that I worked on, and then I'll show you what I have done. So I'm doing this with the call for threads, or call for everything really. It's call for fabric too, because he teamed up with Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And are they still Yummy Fibers, or is it just Fiberlicious now? It used to be Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, from what I remember. But it could just be Fiberlicious. Anyway, the fabric is 28 count. Yeah, that's their website, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I don't know why I was like thinking I was crazy. The fabric is a 28 count Lugana in the color Singing in the Rain. And I'm using all the call for threads, Krynic and beads and DMC. And this is where I got to with her. I did I only got 200 stitches on her. I was really hoping to get 500 because my goal with this 4,000 stitches with them was to do 1,000 in each mermaid. And so I was hoping I would get the 500 because that would be her 1,000 stitches, and then I can move on to the next one. But she still is owed 300. But yeah, that's where I got to with her. And that's where I'm at overall. So Spring is the green one. I started that one before I had this as a 4,000 stitch focus. The summer mermaid, God, she looks really good. She's not done yet, but the summer mermaid, I got the 1,000 stitches on her, and that's I'm okay with beading and doing all that as I go because I stitch in hand. So she got her 1,000 stitches. I moved on to the winter one. She still needs 300 more stitches, and then her 1,000 will be done. And then I still have to do 1,000 each on spring and autumn. So let's look at the summer one since she has pretty beads and stuff. Look at that. She's so pretty. Oh, we could do that with the winter one too. She doesn't really have a lot of pretty stuff in her yet. She's a little bit, you can't see it, but I can. She's a little bit of Kreinik in her little shell thing that she's holding, but I didn't do any Kreinik on her tail last night. There's gonna be some silver Kreinik that goes in her tail. I didn't do that last night because I worked on it last night because I was just trying to see how much stitching I could get done on her because I didn't get to pull her out until really late, like 10 o'clock. So. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we are going to, I'm going to still show Honeymoon Sunset at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the marathon stitching that I'm doing. So Andrew the Runner Stitcher, I'm going to tag him down below, and I'm going to share the video down below. Not this most recent one, but the one where he kind of goes over the marathon stitching idea that he had, where he goes over that a little bit more. I'm going to link that video because he's posted a Flosstube since then. So basically, Andrew is training for a marathon. More power to him. I only run when there's food involved. Although his marathon he did in Florida, he got a sack of potatoes and a cabbage at the end of it. I was like, hey, that's my kind of marathon. But actually that was a 5K. Anyway, he's training for a marathon. So he's doing different miles of stitching every day. And so he is tracking it by miles and by time. And so he has a Google spreadsheet where he's posting that information, and basically the miles that he runs, you multiply it by 10, and he's calling it work your whip, or whip into shape, not work your whip. Whip into shape is what he's calling it. And so the miles he runs, you multiply it by 10. And do that many stitches. And if you don't count your stitches, then you can do it by time because he has a time on there as well. So you would, if he did it in 25 minutes, you would work on that project for 25 minutes. So the project I chose to do with this is catching rays. This is my biggest project. There are other projects that I could have picked that I could have gotten a finish on if I did it, but this is my largest project, and I would really like to try to get as much progress as I can on it. So this is Catching Rays. It is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is 1,200 by 900, making it over 1,000,000 stitches. There are projects that are bigger, but this is my biggest project. And it has 134 colors. So I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count, easy count Lugana. And the first day it was 3 miles, 6 miles, 4 miles, because it started on Monday, May the 5th, but Monday was rest day. So he did 3 miles, then on Tuesday, 6 on Wednesday, 4 on Thursday. So it was 30, 60, and 40, making it a total so far, I haven't done today's, making a total so far of 130 stitches. And this is where I'm at with it so far. I don't know if you're going to be able to see my progress. I mean, it's 130 stitches, but it was all like up here. The colors are kind of light. And I've been filling in the spaces that are up there. So I'm not really sure if you're going to be able to see that. But I see it. I can see a difference. So this is part of my Monopoly stitching as well. So my total numbers are going to be like at the end of the Monopoly challenge. My total numbers will be a little bit skewed. I guess what I could do is, well, I'm tracking them separate. Anyway. But this will still be my go piece for Monopoly. So this will get stitches whenever someone passes go. I am currently sitting at 27,603 stitches completed out of 1,080,000, and I am at 2.56%. So. So much fabric. Look how big that fabric is. It's 32 count. Hashtag team bedspread. I have not even looked to see what today's miles were. I did not even look. I feel like Saturday is the biggest running day for him, which doesn't help me in the slightest because I work in the ER on Saturdays from 7 to 7. So yeah, but no worries. I think every Monday is a rest day, so I could just catch up then if I need to. Okay. Last up is my focus piece for the year. This is Honeymoon Sunset. It is charted by the CrossFit Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is 869 by 649. It has 134 colors, 133 colors. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal this year is to get it to 50%. I am on track so far to do so. I'll show you where I worked first. Doing it 2/1 tent stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana on the diagonal from the upper right hand corner, but I have been working all over the place, so there's stitches everywhere. And I decided I'm still in that diagonal, but I decided instead of coming from the bottom of the base where I was at, I decided to start filling in from the top. So that's where I got to with it. I did 1,000 stitches on it. So now for the diagonal, I just have that much left. And then I'll move on to the next one. I'm currently sitting at 241,371 stitches completed. Out of 563,981, I am at 42.80%. Here we go. So there's the whole thing. It's really coming along nicely. There's the tree that I despise. Everyone laughs at me about this tree because it's the tree from hell, and you know I hate palm trees, but it looks really good. I mean, it looks fantastic, but I can't stand it, and everyone laughs at me until they're like, "Oh, I bought the project because of you, because it's so pretty," and "Oh my God, that tree is horrible." I'm like, "I told you." And then I got all 4 corners worked in. I have some in the middle done. You can see the sailboat coming in there with rocks, and the bottom corner is worked in too. So my next diagonal will start, unless I start it from the top, my next diagonal will be 1, 2, 3. We'll start from right there. So we're getting close to the bottom, so that's exciting. And this is the corner I'm working in right now. Look, I can't even, I have to hold it way back here to show you the whole part that I've been doing. Look at that. I made so much progress on it. But look how good it looks. It looks so nice. Very nice. So this will stay out and I'll keep working on it. FYI, I'm changing my plans. But by the way, changing my plans up. I meant to mention that at the beginning of the video and I did not. But yeah, changing the plans. We're going to try something different. And I mean, are you really surprised that I'm changing my plans? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? I'm more surprised that I've done them for this long. I mean, I know I've made some changes already, but like this overall thing that I've been doing, I'm surprised I've made it this long with sticking to them. Okay, but first, before I talk about all that, we are going to update the boards. Okay, let's do the small one first. First up, my little bird. Okay, so what we're going to update on here, gingerbread carousel, my work on till it's finished. These two are my work on until it's finished. I don't have stitch goals for them because I just work on them until they're done. So we're just seeing how many stitches I end up getting on them. So carousel, I did 400 stitches. So this is going from 400 to 800. And then Frederick, my WIPintoShape, I had 106 stitches. I did another 763. So this is increasing to 869. And my goal is dropping from 2,994 down to 2,231. So there's that board. Next up, let's do the Monopoly. All right. Oh, you know what I should do? Before we do this one, you know what I should do? Let me write Catch and Raise Marathon on here. Because Catch and Raise is on my Monopoly board, but I don't want that going towards the 4,000 goal for it. We're just going to track how many stitches I do for the marathon. And so far I've done 130. I should probably write marathon on there so I'm not like, what? There. So Catch and Raise Marathon will track those stitches on here. Okay. Monopoly. We have a few to update on here. Let me see. Sewing desk. This was for St. Charles Place. I had 100 stitches. I'm adding 900. So this, I don't know why I erased that. I could have just added a 0. This is going from 100 to 1,000. And the goal is dropping from 3,900 down to 3,000. Coffee break. I did another 100 stitches. So this is going from 600 to 700. And the goal is dropping. Let's see if I can do this math right because I screwed it up last time. The goal is dropping from 3,400 down to 3,300. Apple pie harvest. I had 600. I did another 400 on it. So this is going from 600 to 1,000. And the goal is dropping from 3,400 down to 3,000. So there's that. And then Dreaming of Autumn Leaves is on my other Monopoly board. Hang on. Somewhere. Here it is. Dreaming of Autumn Leaves. I did another 100 stitches on it. So this is going from 1,300 to 1,400. And the goal is dropping from 2,700 down to 2,600. There we go. Then the last board to update is going to be my focus pieces. Okay, so the first one I worked on was Winter Cookie Party. So this is my full coverage focus to 1%, so that's why these numbers are all different. They all obviously are gonna have different amounts to get to 1%. So Winter Cookie Party, I had 853 stitches. I did another 400, so this is going to 1,253. And the goal is dropping from 2,454 down to 2,054. Like, I know I could have mapped that in my head real quick, but I screwed it up last time when I tried to do that, so I'm gonna double check my paper. Okay, Mermaid Sal. I had 1,500 stitches. I did another 300, so this is, no, I did another 200. So this is going from 1,500 to 1,700. And the goal is dropping from 2,500 down to 2,300. And then I didn't do the new starts. I never did find, if you watched last week's video, I never did find that bookmark. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere. Okay, so we're gonna bypass that part. Oh, you can't see this. Okay. Bottom of this one is Honeymoon Sunset. Goal 50% by the end of 2025. I had 28,460. I did another 1,000. So this is going to 29. We'll just do this. 29,460. And the goal is dropping from 41,620 down to 40,620. So next week we'll be under 40K to get the goal. How exciting. And my percent complete is increasing from 42.62% to 42.80%. So we're almost at 43%, which is my goal for May. Okay, so those are all my boards. Let's do Monopoly for, I was trying to think of if I wanted to talk about my plan changes now or after Monopoly. Let's do Monopoly first. And then when I come back, it'll make, yeah, it makes more sense in my head to do it this way. We'll do Monopoly, and then when I come back, I'll show you the WIPs and talk about the new plans. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to round 15 of Monopoly. The cat is up that way, so we are going to slide the board. Cat is currently on, bump my tripod. Cat is currently on Illinois, so 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. North Carolina. That is owned by the cat. So we're just going to do 100 stitches on that WIP. The dog, I'm going to slide back down. The dog is down here on St. Charles Place. Ooh, doubles. 8. Right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, New York Avenue. That is owned by the duck, so we're going to pay rent. Round 2. Oh, I'm sorry. It's owned by the duck up there. Okay. 11. Motherfucker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wah, wah, wah. Go to jail. This is why the dog hardly has any properties. Oh my goodness. Because he was in jail for the first like 6 rounds. Oh my God, go to jail. So I have to do, what is it, 200? hang on, in jail, 200 stitches on my jail piece, which is one of my whips of shame. Okay, so now we're gonna slide back up again so we can do the duck. Three. 1, 2, 3. Chance again. At least I know it won't be go back 3 spaces because that's at the bottom of the chance deck. Okay, chance. Your stitchy budget matures. 200 stitches on the Boardwalk property. How exciting. I'm just making a note here. Hang on. I think that might be my Mirabilia. Okay, and now we're gonna slide back down again to get to the penguin. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tennessee. All right, let me slide this up so I don't have to hold it. Tennessee is not owned by anybody, so the penguin is gonna buy it. I feel like the penguin has a lot. Yeah, the penguin has 10 properties right now. Okay, so quick recap. The cat landed on North Carolina. It owns that property, so we'll just do 100 stitches on that one. The dog landed on New York Avenue, which is owned by the duck, so it's going to pay 300 stitches in rent. And then the second roll it rolled, oh, you know what? I just realized something. Okay. The second roll it rolled, it landed on go to jail, so I have to do 200 stitches on the jail whip. And then the duck rolled and landed on chance and has to do 200 stitches on the Boardwalk property. And then the penguin landed on Tennessee. It is not owned by anybody, so it is going to purchase Tennessee. And when I was taking another look at that, I realized that the penguin now owns 2 of the orange properties. It owns St. James Place and it owns Tennessee Avenue. And what I had said was every color that they own increases by 100. So it's its rent for the orange properties is going to go up to 400 stitches. Just for those properties. Yeah. Okay. So I will grab those whips and be right back. Okay, I was wrong. Boardwalk is not my Mirabilia. How wrong was I? Okay, so let's do the Monopoly stitching real quick. The whips I'm going to be working on. I think I will go ahead and split this up over 2 weeks. So the cat landed on North Carolina Avenue, which it owns. And that is Mr. Cardinal. So because he owns it, we'll just be doing 100 stitches on it. I just have to find it. Here it is. And this is by the Cross Stitch Studio. I will give details once it actually gets worked on. So that's what it's going to look like. And the details I will give is my starting point. Figure out which way it goes. That's my starting point with it. So I am starting off at 1,805 stitches done out of 60,230. I am at 3.00%. So there's that. And like I said, that'll get 100. And then, oh man, I put my bag over there. I'll put it right there. Okay. And then the dog rolled doubles, right? Dog rolled doubles and landed on New York Avenue. And that is owned by the duck. And so he's gonna pay rent. Rent starts off at 200 stitches until that particular token owns a certain amount, and then their rent goes up. So the duck still is at 200 stitches for rent. And I just showed you this, coffee break. So this will get 200. I will keep working in the Turkish coffee block there. So I'll be 200 for that. And then second roll landed on go to jail. So I gotta do 200 stitches on my jail piece, and he's gonna be in jail for a bit, unless he rolls doubles to get out. So my jail piece, we got a lot of stitching done on this at the beginning of Monopoly because the dog kept landing in jail. This is one of my Whips of Shame. This is Rocky Point. It's the Dimensions Gold Collection. And this is my starting point with it. So this will get 200 stitches. I like the detail on the house so far. All right, so there's the dog. And then the duck. The duck landed on chance and has to do 200 stitches on the Boardwalk piece, and that is not what I thought it was. That is the Stitcher's Paradise style. This is out of World of Cross Stitch magazine from, I want to say this is the 2024 Stitch Along from World of Cross Stitch. It's designed by Doreen Jones, and I'm currently in that block right there, the very first one. That's my starting point. So this will get 200 stitches. And I would like to work on each part in its entirety before moving on to the next one. Ah, hang on. My paper got caught in the zipper. Okay. Then the last one is the penguin, who seems to be buying all the properties. And it landed on Tennessee Avenue and is going to purchase it. And that is a very old Etsy pattern that I have. Elegant Witch. I don't know if it's still called that. That's literally what I saw it somewhere on this pattern. That's why I just call it that. Yeah. Legend for Elegant Witch. So that's what it's called. I don't know why, but that's what she decided to name it at the time. And purchasing is now at 600 stitches. So this will get 600. That's my starting point. I'll probably keep working in the hat. That purple right there, I'll probably keep working in the hat. So that's all my Monopoly stitching. And so that's what I think, so it's, how much total? 600, 800, 1,000, 1,100, 1,300, 1,500. Yeah, I'll just break it up over 2 weeks. Okay. I'm going to keep doing the marathon stitching from Andrew on Catching Rays. I'm keeping Honeymoon Sunset out to work on every week. And now for the change of plans. I mean, again, are you surprised? I feel like the camera's crooked. Is it crooked? There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so when I was watching Andrew's last video, he had all of his whips that he currently has with him in Florida. He was doing what was the name of it? Like 500 Mania or something like that, where he was like taking his whips and he was doing a wheel spin and doing 500 stitches and just kind of rotating through that way. I was like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I was kind of thinking about doing something along those lines next year. And I was like, you know what? Who says I have to wait till next year? I want to do that now. But I don't want to do it with all my whips because I have over 200 of them. So if I have over 200 of them, then, you know, some obviously are never going to get touched. Or if I did it where there was no repeats, I would end up in the same situation I was back in, what, 23? Where I just like had goals and I would hit the goal and the project would go away, and some of the goals were like 500 stitches and then I didn't see it for another year. So what I'm going to do is I have, it's on my phone. So I have the Tiny Decisions app both on my tablet and on my phone. And the wheel, I don't know if they talk to each other, the apps, you know what I mean? No, they do not. No, they don't talk to each other. So on my app on my phone, I have all of my active rotation projects, as in the 5 full coverage to 1% pieces, the 5 non-full coverages, the 7 or 8 new start rotation pieces, the 2 work on until they're finished pieces. Oh, WIPintoShape is staying out too, to do 100 a day. And then I think it totaled to about a little over like maybe 20-ish projects. It might be about 20 projects, I think. And so I was chatting with Alara about that, and she was like, well, then it's going to be a while before you see them. I was like, yeah, but I'm going to do repeats. Like, so I could potentially work on a project one day and then 2 days later spin and it lands on it again, and I'll do another 500. And she was like, oh, well, that would be good then. So then I also decided to go ahead and throw on my temperature pieces. When I put my temperature stitching on hold, like a month or 2 ago, when I started working in the ER, a couple months ago then, I guess, when it was just getting to be too much, because I'm working 6 days a week right now. And so now I have all of my active rotation and all of my temperature pieces. As the temperature, and so I'll hit the wheel spin. So I don't have whips to show you on what I'm going to work on because I don't know. I'm going to tap the wheel. It's going to spin and tell me what I'm going to work on. I'll pull it out. I'll do 500 stitches. Once that 500 gets done, hit the wheel again and just kind of rotate through that way. I know that's not my original idea. Tons of people are doing it. I just, watching Andrew do it, I was like, you know, I know Leanne from Small Town Stitches does it, but she does 1,000 stitches. And I think Vonnie from Thread the Needle does it as well. Lots of people do it. This is not my original idea at all. I don't come up with ideas. I just take what other people do and I put my own twist on them. That's all. Yeah, so I'm going to be rotating through those. Now, once the temperature whips hit their goal, they're just going to get put away. But the other pieces, when they hit their goal, I will go ahead and replace them with something else. So, yeah, so it'll be a surprise, like a surprise. as to what I'm going to work on this week. I have no clue, but I'm excited. I could work on any of these 40-something projects. That's exciting. So my board, when you see it next week, it's going to have my Monopoly pieces, and then the pieces that will be on here that I know for sure will be on here will be Honeymoon Sunset, the Frederick for WIPintoShape, and Catching Rays for the marathon. And then when the wheel lands on something, I will write it down, and then my goal will be 500, and I'll just keep doing that, and we'll see how much I can do. Yeah. So Mother's Day is this Sunday. I think it's this Sunday in Australia as well. I originally was going to go to my mother's, and 2 of my stepsisters were going to go. But apparently her AC is not working. Sorry, Mom. So instead, they're all going to come here. Wait, it's fine. It's fine. My mom's going to see this. She's like, oh, no, it's fine. So they're all going to come here instead, which is great because that means I don't have to drive anywhere. But actually, both of my sisters are coming. Live within 15 minutes of me. Hi, Gracie. They live within 15 minutes of me, so it's actually a shorter distance to get to my house. So that'll be good for them. And then my mom will come up, and yeah, and Gracie will get to see her nan. So it'll be a good day. All right, so yeah, to all the mothers out there, I hope you have a fabulous Mother's Day on Sunday. If you're not a mom, I hope you have a fabulous Sunday. And I think that's about it. So take care, happy stitching, get a lot of stitches in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.